Well, the Equal Pay Act passed in 1963. It made gender-based wage discrimination illegal. But more than 50 years later, women are still paid less than men. And the pandemic could be making the situation even worse. Michelle Miller explains.
Personal trainer and Cameroonian immigrant Simone Chuke knows the importance of working hard.
On average, I would do about 20 sessions, so about 5 to 8 sessions a day.
So when the pandemic hit, how did it impact your business?
It was really bad. We just kind of like scaled down to like nothing, so enough to like pay your rent and pay food, and that's it.
During this economic downturn, women have suffered more job losses than men, and women still in the workforce continue to face a grim reality. They also make less than men.
I know a couple of male trainers who have been training as much as I have been training, and I think we more or less have the same experience, and they are able to charge more per session. And it's always so weird, like, I don't know why, but as a woman, it's always so hard to kind of like impose my price.
In 2018, women earned about 82 cents for every dollar earned by men. For Black women, 62 cents, and for Latina women, just 54 cents. This is a driver of the wealth gap, which can mean a woman at retirement age accumulates about $1 million less than her male counterpart.
I think it has to do with a lot of antiquated gender norms and roles and expectations that we have around who is the primary breadwinner in families.
Nicole Mason is the president and CEO of the Institute for Women's Policy Research.
COVID-19 has hit women particularly hard. Why?
The sectors that were hardest hit by the pandemic were sectors where women were predominantly in our focus. So the service sector, education, health services, those sectors were hardest hit. And when you couple that with the pay gap and lack of savings, economic shock like the pandemic really hurts and cripples working women, especially lower wage women.
She says shutdowns across the country put working moms at a disadvantage.
There's no school, there's no daycare, and women are expected to do it all. They're expected to work 40 hours a week and still be the primary caregiver. And it's just an impossible situation for most women, especially women who don't have the option of working remotely or home.
Like Heisha Gonzalez, a mom of 2 from Connecticut.
It's been a struggle trying to decide what to do.
She will likely leave her job as a paraeducator to homeschool her children this fall.
That's definitely going to leave a gap in my resume. I don't know how it's going to be going back, if they're going to have me back. And then obviously, you know, the lack of income and financial goals, that has to take a step back for a while.
The pay gap persists because gender-based pay discrimination, although illegal, is widespread. Women also work in lower-paying jobs and might not have access to paid family leave or affordable child care.
So the pay gap won't close. If we do nothing, it won't close for another 40 years. For Black and Latina women, it won't close for more than 100 years, so a century. So essentially, my daughter or my daughter's daughter won't see pay equity in their lifetime. This conversation that we're having around the pay gap and wealth building, and also building an economy, a more equitable economy that works for everyone. I think the pandemic and COVID has really provided us an opportunity to think about women workers.
Including Simone Chuke.
Hopefully things get better. So my goal is to create videos online on my website where people could subscribe and have access to my workouts.
Like so many others, she's trying to salvage her business, but plans to move out of New York City because she can no longer afford it.
I want to work. Like I just want to work. Even when I say I need assistance, I don't need somebody to give me money. I just need work, you know?
It's interesting to see how many of these issues the pandemic has put an extra spotlight on, including the wage gap.
Yeah, such an important story, and you hope that the people who have the ability to change that will also be enlightened, if you will.
I would hope.